Today, we will delve into a group of odd and abnormal YouTube accounts that have gained the attention of many due to their eerie nature. Channels that are mainly unknown, but raise many important questions. Let us take a closer look at them and try to recognize what lies beneath the surface. Earlier this week, I was watching a video by a YouTuber named Scare Theater, which covered numerous videos in the horror genre, when one video in particular caught my eye as especially bizarre and eerie. The video name is called Ode to Mark Taylor and was uploaded in 2013 by a YouTuber named Henry Howard. For those who do not know, Mark Taylor is a character in the 1990s show Home Improvement. This video is a slideshow with the narrator reading out a letter they wrote to the character. It starts off with text saying, "Mark Taylor is real. I met him at a Tim Allen from Home Improvement show in NYC. I thought I loved him and he told me he's Mark Taylor. I can't find him, but I have a lot to say to him. I made this video and I hope it finds its way to him. Never forget. Henry." Soon after, the video takes an unexpected turn.
Ode to Mark Taylor. Thanks for leaving me stranded in New York City, you pompous fucking. I remember the things that you did. Oh yes, I remember. I remember the night I met you. I had come to your father and ended up in your somehow. How did that happen?
The narrator switches from having a more cordial tone to just being completely absurd and hateful towards his character, accusing him of everything under the sun that is terrible and venting their frustration and anger at him to us. Some of the things, well, actually a lot of the things they say are too horrible to even put in this video, so it seems like there must have been a lot of hatred towards this character for whatever reason. They say that Mark Taylor abandoned them in New York City, that he and Mark used to be intimate together, as well as alleging that Mark gave drugs to the narrator's sister and assaulted her, painting Mark as an assaulter and a generally predatory person who has many victims like themselves.
The ones stolen from the boy you earlier that night. I see everything. Boy, do I see everything. But if you ever step foot near my side again, I will knife you where you stand, Mark Taylor. And that is a promise to you and anyone you may have ever made as miserable as you've ever been.
They threaten Mark with a knife if he would ever come into contact with them, and end the video by saying that Mark forever ruined them. This entire video is quite strange, from the eerie, slowed-down voice speaking in dramatic tone, the use of such an absurd random character from a 90s show, as well as the overall incohesive message of hate and rage towards them, for grievances we know did not happen because Mark Taylor is a fictional character. Things get even more mysterious when you realize that the original channel deleted their entire account years after the video was uploaded, and we have no other information or context regarding who they were or why they even created the video. However, despite this, there are still clues we can use to make sense of the video's true meaning. The biggest clue could be in the description of the original video, which read, "I've been told writing this down will help, even though I doubt it." This sounds like it could be what's called an unwritten letter, which is a letter you write to someone to express your feelings towards them and say all of the things you wish you could say in person, but not send it to them. In this case, they could have used the Home Improvement characters as stand-ins for people they actually know in real life, and that have caused them real pain, then made this video as a way to express their feelings and move on. When they express their anger at Mark for abandoning them in New York City, assaulting their sister, and finally stating that Mark has forever ruined them, they could be talking about a real person. However, not everyone feels the same way, and some believe that this video is more likely to be some kind of a weird absurd joke more than anything else. Firstly, one inconsistent detail is that the name of the person who uploaded this video is called Henry Howard, and some of the details in the story seem to suggest that the narrator is male. Like this line, where they say that Mark wasn't disgusting because he was intimate with the narrator's younger sister, but rather that he was disgusting because he was intimate with a woman.
More than that, the thought of you women at all disturbs me to no end.
Suggesting that he and Mark were in a homosexual relationship, and for him, Mark dating a woman was worse than him dating someone underage. If we speed up the video slightly, we can hear the narrator's true voice, and it seems to be that of a woman. Here's the original compared to the sped up version, and you can tell for yourself.
I remember the things that you did. Oh yes, I remember. I remember the night I met you. I remember the things that you did. Oh yes, I remember. I remember the night I met you.
Remember the things that you did. Oh yes, I remember. I remember the night I met you.
Now if we determine that the narrator is actually a woman, that seems to make the whole unwritten letter theory a bit less likely, as the letter seems to be from the perspective of a man, so these cannot possibly be her own personal experiences. Additionally, if you actually take a look at what the video is discussing, it clearly seems very ridiculous and absurd, so much so that it feels much more like a joke than a personal story. Basically, a recurring theme of the video is that the narrator really wants Tim Allen, the father of Mark Taylor in the Home Improvement series, and seems kind of pissed off that they have to settle for his son Mark. At the start of the video, they meet Mark at a Tim Allen show, meaning they are probably more interested in Tim Allen instead of Mark. Finally, they ponder if Mark is jealous because they whisper about Tim Allen in their sleep.
The next time I saw you, I couldn't figure out why you got so pissed and threw me out. Was it because I mumbled Tim in my sleep?
If someone were really using Home Improvement characters as stand-ins for their own personal experiences, then their life story would go as follows. They meet someone who would eventually become their boyfriend, but they initially wanted to date their father, who is presumably very famous. They continue to want their boyfriend's father throughout the relationship, all while hating their boyfriend, who is a serial assaulter and drug abuser, because of their longing for the boyfriend's father. This is very clearly not someone's actual life. So my final theory is that this was truly just a weird, absurd joke video someone made in 2013. However, I don't think that the author intended for it to be as disturbing as it came off as, and was probably meant to be perceived as more or less just messed up humor than anything else. While now inactive, there was a channel by the name of Bluff who created their account in 2016, uploading over 153 videos which are all extremely cryptic and unexplainable. They all seem to follow a similar formula where they travel around what looks like Europe, take short snippets of random locations, and add a vague text to it. They did this for around 8 years before finally uploading their last ever video in 2024. Here are just a few of their videos.
Den USA, von Großbritannien.
This was the first ever video they uploaded, showing two images rapidly shifting between one another, the first being the moon and the second being a rabbit. If you pause at the midpoint of the video, you can see the word think, and later on, you can see the word home near the moon. Another unsettling video is this one, titled It's Cold Here. And yet another one where a human arm can be seen hanging from a hook. But by far, the most interesting thing about this channel is that there is a constant narrative of a prophecy unfolding within their videos. This prophecy started in 2018 with a video titled It Has Begun, and ending in 2024 with a video named Fall. The description of the former video contains a Bible quote, Isaiah 17:1, which reads, "An oracle concerning Damascus. Behold, Damascus will cease to be a city and will become a heap of ruins." This verse is referencing the fall of Damascus, the capital of Syria and the oldest capital in the world. This quote, like the rest of the chapter, is a prophecy about the destruction of the city, and is speculated among Christians to be one of the events that may signal the end of times. In 2024, they posted a blitz of numerous videos with the same prophecy narrative. These were the last of the videos they ever posted. Here's what they said. The first of these videos, titled The Beginning, and uploaded on the 24th of April, has the description reading, Doc 1, the fall begins. Disruption of Iran-Syrian relations, leading to a collapse of the Assad government. Destabilization of the region as the Syria crescent begins to erode. Damascus to fall. The last video ever posted to this channel is titled Fall, and links the first prophecy they made on this channel regarding the fall of Damascus, with text in Arabic saying, Damascus, Syria, text in Russian saying, Moscow, Russia, and the very last words written on the channel being, It is finished. The video was released on December 9th of 2024 and coincides with the fall of the Assad regime of Syria that happened a day before, and also the fleeing of the former president of Syria, Bashar al-Assad, to Moscow, Russia after the fall. It seems that from 2018 to 2024, County prophesies that Assad's regime would fall. Was County Fair really predicting the future, or simply guessing? Personally, I think the predictions aren't all that compelling given that Syria is one of the most volatile and dangerous places in the world. And it isn't really that hard to guess that Assad's regime would fall when Syria has been a literal war zone for the past decade. Additionally, the predictions themselves were very vague, and given the instability in the Middle East, weren't all that difficult to make. I think that most likely, they made these videos for attention, and to seem like an even more mysterious YouTube channel. In fact, I think their whole channel itself was made for that reason. Posting random videos with eerie music, videos with VHS-style graphics, which have always been pretty popular in the online horror community, and intentionally making all of your titles very vague and mysterious. Just seems like, at least to me, it was some kind of attempt to seem more mysterious and have people make videos on you, which I guess they succeeded in. A couple of months ago, I made a video on a mysterious YouTube channel called 312 that has been posting very cryptic messages and audio on their channel for over a decade. Here's a short preview of the videos. While this really isn't anything outside of the norm by itself, the strange thing about this channel was the following that it garnered. Thousands of people who believed the channel was spiritual in nature and was only recommended to people who were chosen for some higher purpose. I ended off the video by saying that I believed there was a possibility that there was some kind of religious or spiritual group trying to recruit people into their cause within the channel's comment section. Well, I think I might have been right. You see, within the comment section of the channel, there are several different commenters who reference a group called Pink. You can tell by certain comments of a white rabbit and the word Kanamanazia. If you go to some of their channels, you will see that they often post videos where only a pink screen can be seen and seem to suggest to other people in the comment section that they are in on it and know more about 312's real meaning. However, I believe that they are not part of 312 at all. I think that they are merely co-opting the channel for their own personal reasons, and maybe even deceiving people into believing that they know more than they actually do about this channel, though this is just speculation. One of the reasons I think they're unrelated is because the type of content that they create is completely different than the type of content that 312 posts, where 312 will post distorted human faces and serene music over a abstract background. Pink members post in the cyber cryptic aesthetic and primarily use the color pink in their videos, things that 312 hasn't done or included in their own content. While Pink claims to be related to 312, this is exclusively one-sided, as 312 has never mentioned Pink before even a single time. I suppose it is possible that they are related, but nothing from 312 themselves seems to suggest that this is the case. and it's more likely they are simply using 312's success to promote their own spiritual group to an audience that is highly susceptible to being indoctrinated into it. If you join the Discord group dedicated to figuring out the mystery behind 312, you'll find members of Pink linking their other servers to members here, and constantly implying that Pink and 312 are related. If you go to these other servers, there is a wealth of information on what it is they actually believe. Firstly, they clarify that Pink isn't some kind of game, but an actual spiritual movement, and their members are so far ahead spiritually compared to other people. I also have theorized that they require some kind of initiation called the call to join their innermost ranks. To sum it up, it seems like this group believes in some sort of law of attraction or law of assumption type of ideology, where their imagination creates reality, and you can use your imagination to manifest things in real life. They also seem to believe that this reality is some sort of simulation, and that Kanamanasia is the practice of waking up from this dream that we call life. Another thing I find really interesting is that if you go and search up Kanamanasia or Pink, you'll find a lot of members. It's an actual tag. There really is a lot more to unpack here regarding Pink. Their members are interesting from what I have seen, but I really don't feel that topic fits the style of my channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you again next time. Farewell.